What's happening? It's John from Long Island Punk Band Wrecked. It's Wednesday night, October 14th. I was putting away the records I had left out from this past weekend, and came across a few older ones that I figured I'd put up here, make a little video, and talk a bit about them. Most of the bands I listen to, I try to get it on vinyl, just to have it, just to collect it. A lot of the stuff I listen to, on either on Spotify or streaming otherwise, or iTunes. I'm not going to get on vinyl because it's just, it's not a very easy way to listen to music, vinyl. It's not very economical, and it's a pain in the ass, to be honest with you. I just spent a half hour putting away the shit that I had left out over the weekend, because I go from from post to post with shit on the weekends, putting on stuff. So but it gave me an opportunity to go through it and then find a few that I want to talk about. So here we go. This is the first one. This is 1983, Mercyful Fate, Melissa. Get it over there without the glare. If you know Mercyful Fate, it's King Diamond's band before he started the King Diamond project. I gotta admit, I was a fan of King Diamond stuff when I was a teenager. I wasn't a fan of the Mercyful Fate stuff. I didn't, to me, it was a little too slow, a little too heavy metal sounding. It didn't sound like the thrash metal I was listening to. But it took me a while, and I finally got it. I mean, this album, one of my good friends loved this album, talked about it all the time, Melissa, and I didn't get it. Now I get it, and it's a great record. It only has 7 songs on it, but I mean, start to finish, it's great. The one after this was Don't Break the Oath, which is also great. Again, the satanic lyrics, real creepy shit, horror movie type stuff. This is what right up my alley. This is what I like to listen to. King Diamond went on to the King Diamond project and had a little more commercial success. Good for him. And he really is one of a kind. And I was glad I saw him a couple of years ago out in L.A. And he put on a great show. I mean, he's old now, but I mean, it was still a great show. But I would definitely recommend this album, Melissa. It's because it's cover to cover, great album. All right, going into the similar genre. This is Bathory, Under the Sign of the Black Mark. If you don't know what Bathory is a Swedish black metal band. I'm going to say they started black metal, because if it wasn't for these guys, or this guy, it's only one guy, it's Quorthon, who passed away a few years ago. Young too, 37 years old, I think. But if it wasn't for this band, you wouldn't have the Norwegian black metal bands. You wouldn't have Dark Throne, you wouldn't have Bertram, you wouldn't have Mayhem, Immortal, any of that stuff, Carpathian Forest, any of those bands. Because this was the blueprint, literally, of black metal. Black metal's not very easy to listen to, and I'm not like I'm sitting here on my high horse, because it takes a it's an acquired taste. I like it because I like it. I wouldn't put it on at a party, but I'll put it on when I'm listening to music. It's characterized by drums that are usually fast and buried in the mix, guitar that's very trebly, and vocals that are usually shrieked and you really can't understand them, which I love. But these guys, this was their third album, '87. The first one I had, the one with the yellow goat on it, and then the second one was The Return, which was another creepy one. And then after that was obviously this guy, and then Blood, Fire, Death was the fourth. And that was the last. That's where I stopped with Bathory, because they went to like a Viking metal type of sound, which I wasn't a big fan of. I mean, if I listen to it now, maybe I'll feel differently about it, but at the time, this is what I liked. This was my first exposure to him. I've said this in previous videos. I always respected the people that were older than me, the metalhead people, who always would, you look from direction on bands, because I would never heard of this. Wasn't this guy I worked with. He was a huge metal fan from the 80s, and he saw what I liked, bands like Morbid Angel, Slayer, Deicide, Obituary, and he was like, check Bathory out. And when he lent me this not this copy, this is a repress anyhow, but he lent me the tape, and I was over the moon with this stuff. It was great, and I still listen to this. My favorite track on this is Equimanthorn, which is classic, but I strongly recommend Bathory, Under the Sign of the Black Mark. All right. Okay, I'm going to go a little different with the genres now. This is one of my favorite bands. It's Against Me, reinventing Axl Rose. I've seen Against Me 4 or 5 times, and they've gone through a few lineup changes over the past years and a few personal changes. Tom Gable, originally Tom Gable, singer and primary songwriter, transitioned to Laura Jane Grace. A lot of people were put off by it. I don't care about politics. I don't care about sexual orientation. I couldn't give two shits about any of this. I listen to music because of music, and if I'm a fan of an artist, I'm a fan of the artist. I don't care personal life, private life. I don't give a shit. Some people were a little bit concerned that the voice would change, but Laura Jane Grace's voice still has the punk attitude, still has the punk sound. She still plays the guitar like a maniac and still writes great songs. So again, I don't give a shit. I mean, whatever makes you happy, you know what I'm saying? Because there's a shortage of happiness around. So whatever gets you going, whatever you need to be happy, God bless you. But anyway, getting back to this album. This is their first album, first full length, and every song is good. Like I said, you should see them live if you're into it. It's punk. They call it anarchist punk, maybe. It's just punk rock, leaning more towards rock. But it's got Baby I'm an Anarchist on it, Walking is Still Honest, Pints of Guinness Make You Strong, classics. And every album they've put out has been great. I mean, they have a few. They have probably 5 or 6. And Laura Jane Grace has some solo stuff too, which is awesome too. But this is where it started for me with these guys. And again, if you like punk, if you like almost like folk punk, or punk folk, whatever. But this is a great record. And see them live. That's what really made me fall in love with this band, was the live show. Because they put on a great performance and they're tight as anything, even with the lineup changes. All right, moving right along. Here's another great one. This is Vampire Weekend's first album, 2008. Quick story with Vampire Weekend. I know a lot of people, call them posers, call them rich boys, which you wouldn't be wrong. Call them rich boys. They're from all privileged backgrounds, from Columbia University in Manhattan. The singer and guitar player Ezra Koenig was a school teacher, I think, in Brooklyn. But I heard about this band in, I think it was GQ magazine, which they would all go talk about pop culture and stuff, and talk about Vampire Weekend, and it sounded to me like a metal band with the title, obviously. But they said, oh no, it's really groundbreaking, real fresh music. I'm like, I'm always into something new, so I picked it up. I picked up the CD, and holy shit! I mean, half of it sounds like Paul Simon's Graceland, the other half sounds like maybe some Clash outtakes. But every song is good on this record, and they have a few records, and this is my favorite one. But again, the primary songwriter, I'm gonna butcher his name. So his Rostam B, his last name starts with. I'm not gonna. Again, I'm a fucking Long Island guy. I don't want to embarrass myself or him or whatever nationality he is by mispronouncing his name. But he left the band, and he was a primary songwriter, and it's a shell of what they were. Their latest record was basically an Ezra Koenig solo album, which I'm not into. I like the sound of a band, and it just goes to show you how when one guy leaves, the whole band falls apart. But this has great guitar work on it, real clean, no real distortion, very like bell-like chimey guitar, and I don't know how he gets that tone, but I've seen them live too, and he gets it, and it's phenomenal. Standouts on this one, I love Oxford Comma, Cape Cod Kwassa Kwassa, The Kids Don't Stand a Chance. It's great. The vocal harmonies are there. The drummer, Chris Thompson, he is fucking outrageous. I love him. And like I said, I saw them live, and they put on a great show too. So that's Vampire Weekend, and hopefully they maybe put out another record with everybody playing on it, not just a solo record. All right, last but not least, I was actually playing this on Saturday. I forgot how great this record is. This is Tina and the Total Babes. This is Tina Lucchese. I'm not going to pretend to know who they are, okay? But I did read up on them, and I have a few records from her. Tina Lucchese, part-time hairdresser, part-time rock and roller, you know. This was a band she formed after another band called the Bobby Teens, which I have a couple of their records in 7 inches, and they're great. Again, garage rock. I've said it once. I've said it 1,000 times. I love garage rock. Simple songs played with just passion and just disregard for anything. This was a great record. One of the standouts on here that I like is actually a cover. It's "Tell That Girl to Shut Up" by a band called, who is it? I forget. Somebody in the Italians. But it was a like a late 70s, early 80s garage rock band. And "Tell That Girl to Shut Up," great record, a great album. And I have nothing bad to say about this. Like I said, she was in also a surf punk band, the Trash Women. And you can get that stuff on vinyl. It's very good. And she was also, like I said, the Bobby Teens, and then this. That's all I know of. I don't know what year this came out. I couldn't even tell you. Early 2000s, I would think. Doesn't even tell you. But I like girl-fronted rock and roll bands, because I've said it in the previous video. I like the sound of, you know, rock and roll with female vocals. For some reason, when done properly, it sounds great. Again, I don't know when this came out. Early 2000s, I'm gonna say. They should put the year on it, but either way. And here's Tina Lucchese again. You know, so I don't think she's involved with music anymore, unfortunately. But I'd like to, you know, follow them and then see if she does anything else, because she's a great vocalist. Again, has that real snotty, you know, like girl group type sound. You know, like I say it's almost like the girl groups of the '60s, but updated and with a little bit heavier, which is great. Again, it's not heavy metal by any chance, but it's very good. But I definitely recommend Tina Lucchese, and this is, again, Tina and the Total Babes. So that's pretty much all I have for tonight. I do have some new stuff, like I said. I didn't listen to it yet, so I can't really talk about it. But hopefully before Halloween, I put up another video of some older stuff, or maybe get the chance to listen to the new stuff. So anyway, that's the video. Thank you for watching. Have a great one.